Welcome back to LTR Gaming, and I'm Troy. And Sony's going to be having a state of play today at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm a bit skeptical, excuse me if I am, in regard to what actually is going to be revealed, what we actually going to see at this year 2024 state of play. Now, listen, man, it hasn't been all good news within the last 3 weeks in regard to the announcements that Sony has been revealing to the gaming community, with the PlayStation Pro being revealed for the PS5. That's going to be $700. That didn't go down well. It's still not going down well for a lot of consumers, including myself, because I pretty much think the PS5, regular PS5 that is more than capable to handle what's going to be coming in the foreseeable future in lieu to games, because Sony is still making games for the PS4 and the PS5. So we still really haven't tapped into the full potential of just the base PS5, I believe. Then you got the PS5 Pro Classic that was revealed last week, which is going to cost over $700. Sony's only going to be making 12,000 consoles worldwide to be able to be purchased, and I can only imagine that's more likely than not going to run you over $1,000. So that's where we at. So now we have the state of play, and I'm going to be covering that, by the way, on my YouTube channel at LTR Gaming. You can follow the link here and catch me there at 6 o'clock, and we'll watch that together, and I'll give my thoughts after that. But my concern is the games, the IPs, the Sony exclusives. You know, when you have a state of play, you're pretty much saying, for my particular brand, I'm going to show you games that are exclusive to Sony that we're making in-house. And you would think that they would be bringing us some games that we have been asking for. And one of those particular games, and there's several that I'll mention here, but I'll start off with Death Stranding 2. We already know that Hideo Kojima, you know, the guy behind the Metal Gear Solid series for years, for decades, is behind this particular game. This is his baby. This is his franchise since he branched off from Konami. And the original Death Stranding came out in 2019. And some people call it a walking simulator. I think it's more than just a walking simulator. I think the game is brilliant to me. I put over 100 hours into that game. But we already know that Death Stranding 2 is coming. And while we saw some, CGI, cut screen, not too much gameplay, but, things of that nature, I think that it would be smart for Sony to reveal some gameplay of Death Stranding. Now, mind you, this state of play is only 30 minutes. It's not going to be 2 hours drawn out. We're going to go detail by detail. Hell, the PlayStation 5 Pro review is probably going to be much longer than this particular state of play. But I'm looking forward to seeing more Death Stranding 2 gameplay and getting a solid date on when that's actually going to be launching. Now, the next game that I would hope that I'm assuming Sony would have some type of gameplay to some degree is from Insomniac's games, Wolverine. And this is going to come out on PS5, and we still haven't got really any gameplay. Maybe a little bit over a year ago, we got like a CGI trailer of Wolverine at a bar, and I guess some guy is talking crap to him, and he pulls out his claws, and you're like, oh, it's about to go down. So I wonder what this Wolverine is going to look like. I wonder what it's going to play like. And I think it's about time now that Insomniac show, more than just a CGI trailer. We want to see gameplay. And, if they would like to be gracious enough, also give us a date of release, possibly in the middle of 2025, I'm assuming. But I would like for this game to come out either next year or holiday season next year. That'd be pretty great if they pull that off. But I'm really excited for whatever this Wolverine game is going to be. Looking forward to it. I think it has a lot of potential. And to be quite honest, Insomniac has been carrying Sony this generation and half of last generation, which was obviously the PS4. But I hope to see more of that. The third game I would like to mention here that I also would like to possibly be revealed at this state of play is Ghost of Tsushima 2. And guys, this came out 4 years ago, right? And by no means am I saying that that means anything, because I still go back and play this game from time to time. Actually, I might even consider doing a Let's Play of it. But this is a great game as well. This is another game that fared pretty well when it initially released 4 years ago on the PS4. And obviously you can play it on the PS5, of course, because it's backward compatibility. But I think that this game has a lot of potential, a lot of bite. It sold well for Sony. And I think that the developer Sucker Punch, they can pull another one off that's similar to Ghost of Tsushima 1 and just carry over from that game into the next one. I think that would fare fairly well. I mean, 83% of Metacritic really enjoy this game. And if you're a PC player, obviously you can play this on Steam as well. 9 out of 10 people really enjoy this game and this franchise. So my thing is, why not bring that IP, to the PS5 with a new game? The fourth game is The Last of Us Part 3. Of course, Last of Us Part 2 came out in 2020, which is another game that came out 4 years ago. But this beloved franchise, I think it's so good, and I think that it sold so well enough to even have a TV show adopted of the game, which was a hit as well. Can't wait for season 2 to come out. But I would like to see where this story goes next with Ellie, in the way that game, ended. I'm not going to give you guys any spoilers here in regard to that, but I think that it left the door open to so many different possibilities. Her and Abby, maybe they'll work in unison at some point and work together. I don't know, but it's been some time, right? It's been 4 years. Listen, I would say, well, give these game developers all the time in the world. Give Naughty Dog whatever they need to. No, these games are taking way too long to come out. And I get that this is story driven, which is great. But at the same time, I think that we need this game ASAP. Last of Us Part 3, we need that to justify why we even bought The Last of Us Part 1, why they even try to re-release that, remaster that, even though we already had a remaster on the PS4, that is. I believe we had a remaster on the PS4, that is. And hopefully that's something that they consider. But again, this is not a showcase of games. This is a state of play. This is going to be a short video. Like I said, 30 minutes long. They're going to show a bunch of games. They're also going to show VR, PSVR 2 games, which is a unit that they really haven't really been supporting since the PSVR 2 launched. I got an Oculus Quest. I rather play you can just do a lot more with the Oculus Quest. And they got the Oculus Quest 2 out. You can just do a lot more with the Oculus Quest 2 and the Oculus Quest than you can do with the PlayStation VR 2. And they really haven't really supported that particular console the way that they should have, to be quite honest. And it's like $500 initially asking cost when it came out. And now they just starting to say, hey, we ought to start investing in this. And I really don't know what direction Sony wants to go in, man. They just got so much negative equity right now in the gaming community with the cost is of their hardware and the lack of software and depending on third-party games to fill those gaps. I get it from time to time. There's going to be gaps, in between your release of games on any console. And you will hope that those third parties will be able to step in and hold you over until your exclusives come out. But man, this is everything seems kind of dry over there on Sony. And I don't know if that's technically or necessarily a good thing. Again, I'm not expecting anything that's beneficial to the consumer to be mentioned here, because this is a state of play, not a showcase. But I hope that in the next Sony event, maybe at a showcase, they pass some savings along down to the consumers, to the gamers, in some sort of way. The cost of everything is going up in the world. We understand that. Unfortunately, the wages in the jobs that people are working continuously today, the wages haven't increased. So, people really enjoy this medium of entertainment, including myself. I've been playing games since I was a child. And now that I'm a middle-aged man, while I can afford all of these things at this point in time in my life, there's consumers that can't. There's people that can't. There's gamers that can't. And I don't want to spoil, the gaming experience for the next generation coming up behind me. I even have my guy that I was on my friend list, a young guy that I'm fond of, and he's a gamer, and he enjoys video games. And I would hate for this young man to grow up in a world where it's too expensive to game. It's too expensive to even enjoy a medium of entertainment that you don't want to, alienate people. You want to bring people to this market and to this entertainment. So hopefully Sony does the right thing with this state of play, reveal some games to us that we actually want and we're looking forward to. And we'll see. And I'll let you guys know and meet you there tonight at 6 p.m. on my channel on Twitch at LTR Gaming. And we'll rock out there. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
You have 20 seconds to comply. You have 20 seconds to comply.